Let's be honest for a second. When we talk about intimacy, most people think about sex. But real intimacy, that deep emotional connection, the kind where you actually feel seen, that's something many men quietly crave but rarely talk about. And yet, it's also something so many men struggle to create or maintain. Why is that? It's not because men don't have emotions. It's because most men were never taught how to trust them. From a young age, boys are told, man up, don't cry, don't be weak, don't need anyone. You learn to shut down the softer parts of yourself, not because you're heartless, but because you were told that's how to survive. So by the time you become an adult man, you've mastered logic, control, and performance. But connection, vulnerability, that feels foreign, even dangerous. Because deep down, emotional intimacy requires risk. It means opening yourself up to rejection, judgment, or even humiliation. And for a man who spent a lifetime protecting his pride and independence, that's terrifying. Here's the truth. A lot of men equate vulnerability with weakness, but in reality, it's the purest form of courage there is. Think about it. It's easy to show strength when you're winning, when you're in control, but it takes real strength to say, I'm scared, I feel lonely, I don't know what I'm doing. Those are the sentences that build emotional intimacy. Those are the moments that make a woman feel safe to open up to you. Because when she senses your honesty, she no longer sees a wall. She sees a human being behind it. Now, let's go deeper. Why do so many men avoid that kind of openness? One reason is emotional illiteracy. Men often can't express what they feel because they don't even have the language for it. They can describe a business strategy in detail, but when asked, how do you feel about her? They freeze. They say things like, I don't know, or it's fine. Not because they don't care, but because the emotional vocabulary was never taught. Another reason is fear of loss of control. Men are problem solvers by nature. When emotions come in, something they can't fix or rationalize, it creates internal chaos. So instead of sitting in that discomfort, they escape it through work, through sex, through distractions, through silence. But here's where it gets tragic. The very armor men use to protect themselves from pain also blocks them from love. So how do we fix this? Step 1, awareness. Recognize when you're hiding behind logic or withdrawal. Notice when you say, I'm fine, but you're not. Catch those patterns with curiosity, not judgment. Step 2, emotional vocabulary. Start identifying emotions with more precision, not just angry or sad, but hurt, ignored, unappreciated, lonely. Because once you can name it, you can share it. Step 3, safe expression. Find one space, a friend, a therapist, a journal, where you allow your raw truth to exist. No filters, no performance, just honesty. The more you practice that, the less threatening emotional exposure feels. And finally, learn to receive intimacy. When someone opens up to you, don't fix, don't minimize, just listen. Presence builds connection faster than any words ever could. Here's the paradox. When a man learns to be emotionally vulnerable, he doesn't become weaker. He becomes more magnetic because emotional depth is rare and women feel it instantly. It doesn't mean crying all the time or losing your edge. It means being grounded enough to feel deeply without losing yourself. That's emotional leadership. So if you're a man listening to this and you've ever felt disconnected from the people you love, know this. You don't need to become someone else to be emotionally intimate. You just need to allow the parts of you that have been buried to finally breathe again. Because the truth is, emotional intimacy isn't something you find. It's something you build, one moment of honesty at a time.